Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Rebel Rewind. What are we on? We're on like episode 20, I think, or
20.
something like that.
Yep,
Yeah,
20.
getting up there. Crazy
Yes, sir.
doing this 20 weeks already. So
Hmm. Can you believe that? Time just
yeah, it's
flies.
crazy. Yeah. My name's Christopher. That's Eric over there. How you doing, Eric? How's your week
Well,
been?
pretty good, man. It's kind of a light week so far. I was training last week a new employee since I'm the senior, um, you know,
Nice.
driver. So that was last week. Supposedly this week we're supposed to be training, but one of the employees called in sick. So but she knows the route. So next week we'll get
Yeah.
back into training mode.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
yours,
Cool.
how was your day?
It was good. First day back from my week-long vacation, so
Nice.
Um, yeah, did our annual purge of our apartment, so we got rid of a bunch of stuff. So
Any of your
yeah,
Star
that
Wars
was
stuff?
no, that stuff I'm keeping. I got rid of some clothes, got rid of some pots and pans we didn't use. Yeah,
Hmm.
got rid, got rid of lots of other stuff, organized a bit. So no, not getting rid of the Star Wars.
I was gonna say ship them my way.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's weather's starting to get a little bit nasty out there today. Right now, I can see the trees blowing if I look out my window. So
Wow.
Um, speaking of weather, wishing our friends in Florida safety down there. Hopefully they're staying safe and out of the out of the eye of the hurricane.
Yeah, most definitely. Another serious hurricane heading that way.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah, yeah. But we also got some stuff to talk about this evening. Um, let's dive right in, I guess. So the first article. So this one comes after there was a bit of news regarding some they went unnamed. They remained anonymous. A bunch of executives for different production companies and stuff like that, and we can assume that Disney was part of that. Lucasfilm people were part of that as well. But Acolyte star Jodie Turner Smith blasts Disney for failing to protect stars from abuse. So the Acolyte star Jodie Turner Smith has directly addressed the backlash against Star Wars Disney Plus show, and as I mentioned, it's insisting it's time for the studios to do better protecting their cast. Helmed by Leslie Headland of Russian Doll fame, the Acolyte proved controversial long before it was even released. The Star Wars TV show was subjected to a review bombing campaign, and the stars suffered from significant amount of abuse on social media. Speaking to Glamour, Jodie, who played the Force cultist Mother Isaiah, has directly addressed the backlash. She describes how thrilled she was to be working with actors who were utterly committed to the characters. She said, "quote I've never worked with anybody who's handed me an essay on their character." She recalls of Amanda Stenberg, but the experience sourced. She said, "quote She put so much care and thought and love into that, and it's disappointing to feel like your studio is not having your back in a very public facing way." She notes before continuing. So she goes on to say they've got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting effing dog piled on the internet with the racism and bull crap there. It's just not fair to not say anything. It's really unfair. It would just be nice if the people that have all the money were showing their support and putting their feet down. Uh, Say this is unacceptable. You're not a fan if you do this. Make a really big statement and just see if any money leaves. I bet you it won't, because people of color and especially black people make up a very large percentage of buying power. They might find that it's actually more lucrative for them, but everyone's using woke like it's a dirty word. So that's what she had to say, and yeah, and like I said, her comments came shortly after a disturbing report from Variety exploring the issue of toxic fandom, which contained a telling quote from one anonymous marketing executive. But there were also a lot of executives from other companies, and they all stayed anonymous, so we don't know which companies. But the executive said, particularly when it's a negative, toxic conversation, we don't even engage like with the toxic people. You try not to give in to too much oxygen. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Because like we know people have been kind of rude and disrespectful to the actors, to some of the creators. Not everyone. Like I know there's a big difference between saying, you know, you don't like the show, it sucks and stuff like that's just being critical, but you don't have to be name calling. You don't have to, you know, say other disrespectful stuff to them. So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, there's no need for racism. But at the same time, I can see it the other point of view where, I mean, she's asking for, she's asking for help. But I think with Disney doing what they're supposed to do, they're employing actors, and
Yeah,
they get the job done, and then that's it. Okay, thanks for doing the job. You did a good job, and then she did a good job, playing her part. I mean, she conveyed her character very well.
yeah,
But at the same time, it's like you can't ask for a company to back you up. But at the same time, I'm thinking that they wrote these characters,
yeah,
they wrote the story, and they didn't. I mean, a lot of people' problem was with the story, and if they're going to push the actors out there to the wolves, I mean, I can see where the conflict is, But at the
yeah,
same time, they did pay her to do the job, and she
yeah.
did the job.
And that's the thing too, like because a lot of people who were being disrespectful, they're being
Yeah.
disrespectful to the actors, the actresses, whoever, like the
Mhm.
Leslie Headland even. But like if you have any critiques, like the actors, it's not their fault. They're just given a script. They're performing it to the best of their ability. So like they should, like, none of them deserve the toxicity and the disrespect and stuff. But
Mhm.
especially the actors, like it's not they're just, like I said, they're just taking the script and you know doing the best they can with what they're given, right? So,
Yeah. But yeah,
and
like I
like you
said,
said, like she did do a great job as Mother Anastasia.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, they played her part. At the same time, that's what you're asking. I mean, as an actor, you're looking for work, you got to work, but you
Yeah,
can't like expect Disney to protect you after that, I mean, you can ask, but at the same time, that's not their job to look over or watch over you, especially how people can be a little, you know, rough, right?
yeah, yeah,
But at the same time, I can see both ways, and it's a difficult position that she's in, and she's asking for help. You can, clearly hear her, asking for the help for fellow actors. But I don't know if that's Disney's job to, you know, protect them
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, yeah, for sure. We got Brandon in the house. Clan Mandalorian says, What's good, my guys? Eric, I need that shirt. What shirt are you wearing? You're wearing the clone? The clone?
Yeah, yeah, Clone
Oh,
Wars shirt.
nice.
Yeah, I got this one maybe about four years ago. This is like my favorite shirt. Like I'll go wear this
Yeah,
every so
that's
often.
awesome.
But yeah, the graphics are starting to wear out.
Yeah,
I
well
should try
worn.
not to wash it as often. But
Yeah,
thanks, Brandon.
yeah,
Appreciate it. Yeah, love the shirt.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a sad state of where we're at right
Yeah,
now. But I think Disney did what they were supposed to do, and but at the same time, if that's what you're writing for the actors and you're getting backlash, you know how fans can be.
yeah,
I think it all
yeah,
goes back to writing a good story, man. And I don't know, maybe that's what they lacked. And
yeah,
but I know
yeah.
so many people
Also,
didn't like the
fans just
story.
gotta the fans that are being disrespectful. Like it's okay for you not to like a show. Like if you don't like it, whatever, and you want to criticize it, saying it's not a good show, the writing
Mhm.
sucks, whatever. That's just being critical. But the ones that
Yeah,
are being like truly
racist. Yeah.
disrespectful and racist and really toxic, they just got to remember like this is all it's entertainment. Like like don't take all this stuff so seriously. Like if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't like it. It's all subjective whether people like it or not, right? So it's
Yeah,
like don't take it seriously. It's just entertainment.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's do my first story for today. And this is probably going to be a little touchy subject right here. It's time for Star Wars to face the facts about Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa. So, movies like The Mandalorian Grogu show, such as Star Wars Skeleton Crew, for example, are both set during the New Republic era, a period which Luke and Leia had incredible significance. Leia, especially with the formation in the early years of the New Republic Senate. Because of this significance, though, Star Wars has one major hurdle to address with the twins, which is clear that Luke and Leia should be included in the upcoming Star Wars projects, including those set during the New Republic era. That's easier said than done. Presumably, it would make more sense for Star Wars to recast the role, getting actors to look as close as the original actors possible. They did a fantastic job on The Mandalorian. When they,
Yeah.
yeah, so with the CGI and everything, um, which have to be part of the approach of the live action Star Wars. Luke Skywalker in recent shows, however, recasting Luke and Leia is an incredible touchy subject. Of course, much less pleasant reality is that Star Wars the fan base is not one that generally takes kindly to change, even it's a move to move brilliant characters plots forward. Inevitably, there will be backlash about who they choose for Luke and Leia, and there's no doubt about that. After all, with Thrawn on his way back from the main Star Wars galaxy in the Ahsoka finale, how would Luke and Leia not get involved? So they have to write these characters in, and they have to cast somebody to play these characters. So at this stage in the game, it's simply not enough for Luke and Leia to be name dropped. There is no doubt that Luke and Leia have to be in the front lines fighting against Thrawn and the Imperial remnant. So a recast truly seems to be the only option, and it's difficult to imagine anyone but Carrie Fisher, to play Leia. But especially with Carrie being gone now, however, to properly honor Carrie Fisher and to be to true Luke and to Luke Skywalker, they need to recast the characters. So they'll have to evidently have to recast these characters, even though
Yeah.
it's going to be backlash, most definitely
Yeah.
backlash of who they recast. But if they did it like they did on the Mandalorian and get CGI to do the job to finish it up, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah. And that's kind of the way I'm leaning. If they well, I mean they have to. I figure they have to bring them in at some point. They have to bring Luke and Leia in because they wouldn't just be sitting around while Thrawn's back
Exactly.
wreaking havoc, right? So yeah, I think if they do the same thing like they did with the Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker, you bring in someone who looks fairly close to him, and then Mark Hamill can voice Luke, obviously. But then with Leia, you could get, I believe the actress's name is Shelby Young, and she voiced Leia in like um, the Lego Star Wars shows, and she's done other voice work. She's played a couple droids in like the Ahsoka series and in the Mandalorian, I believe she played a droid as well. So like she's already working for Lucasfilm. She could voice Leia if she had to, and just bring in somebody to play the body double, and then just do
Mhm.
the deep fake and do that. That's what I would prefer. I don't know how I feel about recasting them because and it might be the same way with a lot of fans. Like I can't see anyone playing them other than Luke Skywalker. So at least if you have Luke Sky or Mark Hamill doing the voice of Luke Skywalker, at least
But
at least he's kind of playing him.
Yeah.
So
But imagine if they don't want to go through the extra expense of doing the deep fake
yeah,
and they
yeah,
get some other character. That would look odd. I don't
it
know. A
would.
lot of fans are gonna want that.
Yeah. Well, who would you get to play Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia? Like
Hmm.
Sebastian Stan kind of
Sebastian
looks like
Stan. Yeah.
Mark Hamill, but like he doesn't really sound like him. So
No.
like the same thing, you'd probably have to have Mark Hamill come and dub over his lines or something, right? So
And Carrie Fisher's daughter,
yeah,
or
maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be a right way to honor her. Even though she
yeah,
looks a little different than her mom, of course, but I think she could pass as.
yeah. I mean, same thing. I think you'd have to do a bit of deep fake for even
Yeah.
for Carrie Fisher's daughter to come and play,
Hmm.
like just to
Yeah.
make it look more like Leia, right? So
So just as long as they don't skimp out and not do the deep
yeah,
fake, I think we'll
yeah.
be all
But
right.
I do agree they do need to bring them in at some point, especially with Thrawn coming back. Like Luke and Leia aren't just going to be sitting around doing nothing, right? So
Mhm.
yeah. Can you
Who knows?
imagine that? That would piss a lot of fans off. Like if Luke just sat there and did nothing, because like they already got angry that he was off on Octo, just hiding out right
Mhm.
after his failure with his Jedi Temple, right
Yep.
after Kylo Ren killed all his students and burned down
Yep.
his temple, right? So like they weren't okay with that. So um,
Who knows?
yeah, you got to show him in action during this time period. So
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to bring him in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
yeah,
Like maybe
maybe. I
towards
don't
the
know.
end of it.
Maybe they'll save it for the big Dave Filoni end game,
Yeah.
Thrawn movie,
Hmm.
whatever you want to call it. So, but moving on to some Kenobi news. So, Ewan McGregor, this comes from the Bespin Bulletin, and all the articles are linked in the description below. So, if you guys want to read those for yourself, read the full articles. But this one comes from the Bespin Bulletin. Ewan McGregor confirms Lucasfilm is exploring ideas for a second season of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, which that's exciting. Um,
Mm.
I didn't think they were going to do one, but if they kind of changed their mind, that's cool because there's some more stories. They're working with a pretty tight space like period of time because you can't. I don't know how much you can overlap with a New Hope because like they're in within like a few like maybe 10 years there, right? So before a New Hope they
Yeah.
can work with. So they could show some stuff with Maul before Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul or whatever. But I guess Ewan McGregor said that they're exploring ideas, and the article says it's been over 2 years since the Obi-Wan Kenobi series wrapped on Disney Plus, which I didn't realize it was that long myself. Like that's a long 2 years, right? Like that's crazy. But I guess he was at Los Angeles Comic Con, and Ewan McGregor reportedly revealed to those in attendance during a panel that Lucasfilm are at this time exploring ideas of a second season of the hit Disney series. An attendee of the convention and panel, Jamie Jurek, took to Twitter to reveal the information. The Twitter user or X user added that McGregor is hoping to get the chance to wear Obi-Wan Kenobi's Clone Wars armor in
Oh,
live action, which would be awesome. And that there would be flashbacks with Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker. So he's basically hoping for Clone Wars flashbacks, which
mhm.
which that would be amazing, right? Like we
Def-
saw we saw Hayden in the Clone Wars
mhm.
outfit and armor in the Ahsoka series. So that'd be cool if we saw flashbacks. You can bring in the girl who played young Ahsoka even to do that and tie that stuff together. Um, but yeah, the article says many fans wanted to see Kenobi and Skywalker don their Clone Wars armor in the first season of the Kenobi series. But that did not come to fruition, though it did feature flashbacks from the Master and Apprentice training, which was a highlight of the season to the article writer here. Um, to me, that flashback was good, but they kind of dropped the ball on the de aging stuff because
Mhm.
they both kind of looked. just like a couple of 40-year-olds, right? 40, 50-year-olds. But I'd be down. I'd be very excited to see a second season where you bring in some flashbacks, and like I said, maybe he confronts Maul one more time before he confronts him on Tatooine again, or something like that. So I'm down for a second season. What are your thoughts on the
Man, definitely.
Yeah,
I love Obi-Wan's his armor a little bit more
yeah,
than Anakin, so I can't wait to see that. I
yeah,
saw like some digital graphic art of him in his suit. It looks looks too cool, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It
I'll
would
definitely.
Yeah, it would also be a good time to like the Kenobi series. It's set in a time period like not too far after Revenge of the Sith. You could even have Obi-Wan Kenobi find out that Mace Windu is alive. Bring back Sam Jackson,
Mhm.
right? He wants to play Mace Windu again. Like, but you could
Yeah.
also bring Mace Windu back in some Clone Wars armor as well, and get him playing Mace Windu again. That would be pretty amazing.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yeah, we got these actors, man. They just want to bring these characters back, and I'm down for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm down for it too. Absolutely.
So when they do some flashbacks, right? That'd be incredible.
Yeah. They did it really well in the Ahsoka series, but like I said,
Mhm.
the flashback in Kenobi, they didn't
Yeah.
de-age them enough. So
Yeah, most definitely. So, on to my second story for this evening. A new Skeleton Crew characters revealed in merchandise leak. As reported by user Star Wars Meg, we know her, via Twitter, part of the back clips line gives fans a better look as well as the name of the character seen on the first trailer. The character is an owl-like alien and is revealed the character's name is called Kim. The other character is brand new. Character is the same species as the blue elephant main character Neil. The leak has its name as, is it Jorka?
Jorka, yeah,
Yeah, and is unknown at this time how the character may be related to Neil. So
yeah,
you have,
maybe maybe a younger sibling or something.
yeah, as I said, maybe even a parent. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, it kind of like from the image of these clips here, that it kind of looks like it's wearing kind of a child's onesie almost. So
Oh yeah,
almost looks like it has some childlike
maybe it's not a
features. So
parent.
yeah, could be a
Can't wait
younger
to see
sibling, possibly. Yeah,
the Brutus character,
yeah,
the Wolfman. Looks
yeah. The
pretty cool.
pirate captain is what they're calling
Yeah.
him. Yeah, and then the droid SM-33 with the peg leg. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. It's only a few months left, right, for the wait.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
couple months. Yep, just about there. Just about there. It's always fun looking at these leaks here when they leak character names. It gets you really pumped for the shows, right? So
Hmm.
all right, so next up we got some news about the Mandalorian, which could it potentially be a trilogy of Mandalorian movies? So Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Moff Gideon, talks to well, this article comes from Covered Geekly. So Giancarlo teases a trilogy or even more Mandalorian and Grogu movies if all goes well. So this is just a rumor, but it's a cool rumor. I mean, it'd be cool to see a Mandalorian trilogy hit the theaters. So it sounds like
Hmm.
Pedro Pascal's The Mandalorian might not be going away anytime soon. Um, Regardless of some articles we mentioned last week that said that could be his last time as a Mandalorian. But with news following the recent cancellation of the new Star Wars series, The Acolyte, although Disney and Lucasfilm might be willing to axe some corners of the Star Wars universe out of their budget, Pascal's The Mandalorian franchise seems to be preparing for longevity. So this comes from actor Giancarlo Esposito, who teased the future regarding the upcoming movie or movies. So while making an appearance at Dragon Con Esposito revealed that he believes Mandalorian and Grogu movie could be just the beginning of a whole new Star Wars trilogy. As in the MCU, Disney will figure out how to join all of these characters into one really great movie or TV show. He said at Dragon Con, which I think a lot of fans are speculating the Dave Filoni might be the whole like joining all these characters into one movie. So that's what he said. He said that's my sense where it will go. He added, and then he continued. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have a new vision, continuing on with a Mandalorian movie. My sense is that it's all going to converge at one point or another, and we're going to have another set of trilogy or more of films, which would be very cool. Esposito stars as Moff Gideon in the Disney Plus series. However, it has yet to be confirmed if he will be returning to reprise his role in the upcoming movie. So that sounds very cool. I mean, it's just speculation coming from Giancarlo, but I mean that it kind of makes sense if it does well. The fans like it, and like I said, Dave Filoni's movie, people are kind of speculating that might be like the end game or whatever of Star Wars, right, where it brings all these shows together. So it would kind of make sense what Giancarlo is saying, and yeah, I'm all for it. And he could come back as Moff Gideon because they kind of touched a little bit on like the cloning, right? And he could have been a clone in season 3 of The Mandalorian. So
maybe one of the clones got away, or maybe
right?
he got away.
Maybe he got away.
Yep.
But what are your thoughts?
Oh man, I like the fact that he likes to spill the beans. Like,
right? He's like the Star Wars. He's like the Tom Holland of the Star Wars actors, right? Spilling everything.
No, they need to keep him locked away for a little bit. No, but I like the fact that he does drop these tidbits, man. And I'm all for a trilogy, man. And that's what I said. I'm like, why would they axe the show if it's doing so well? Season 4, season 3 was not that great, but that
it was still good. Really it was still good.
Yeah. I don't understand why they would axe it, but this makes sense. If they, like they're trying to condense things, like we were just talking about, like last week, trying to condense things. Okay, well, maybe instead of bringing out series, then we're gonna get movies, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, so am I. Right, like bring these characters that we haven't seen in live action. So like Cal Kestis, they want to do a Cal Kestis show. Like bring him to Disney Plus first, see how fans react to it, and then bring him into a movie down the line, right?
Testing waters.
Yeah, test the waters with the shows, and then bring everyone in on this these movies that bring everything together, right? So makes sense.
Yep.
We got Ricky in the chat. What's up, Ricky?
What's up, Ricky?
Good evening, guys. Let's go,
Mr.
Mets.
Hollywood hanging out with the big stars out there.
Right? Right? Mrs. Seriously Star Wars says, I need it. The Mandalorian, yeah. Ricky says, next ICCC, I need Christopher and Eric to be there.
Yeah.
Trust me, buddy. We want to be there. We want to be there. Yeah.
I was looking at the drive distance from Houston to Nashville. It was like
it's doable.
12 hours and 18 minutes, something like that.
That's not bad. If you wanted to save on the flight, right? Yeah, Ricky drove there. Solo, I think. I don't know if he took if he took Mrs. Pop the Bounty Collector with him or not.
Yeah.
So sorry, I put a K in your name there.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but no, I'm like, you know what? It's all good. It's all good.
11-hour drive. See, if Ricky can do it, Eric can do it.
He did 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A solo drive. Yeah, that's a long. Yeah. It's a long drive by yourself, though. Yeah, it's a long drive by yourself, though, for sure.
Yeah, I may end up doing that solo too. My wife, she doesn't like traveling that often. She doesn't like making long trips. So who knows, man? If if I know in advance and plan it out, then I'm just gonna put some money aside and hopefully like next year.
Ricky said just me and the Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, he said he sold a
Yeah,
bunch of his
he
pops.
was selling a bunch of his stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Make some money to spend at the con. So
there you
why
go.
not? Right?
Gas money.
That's awesome. Yeah, gas money. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, got McClunky cast in the chat. Nashville was a blast. Yeah, we saw you guys in Tony and Ricky's videos. Everyone was there. It looked like
Yep.
saw some pretty cool cosplays. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the best parts of going to these cons is the cosplays, and also for me the artwork. I love seeing the artwork. So
That Chrysanthemum cosplay
yeah,
was
that
so dope.
Chrysanthemum
Man.
cosplay. Yeah,
Sick.
I think it was it Tony's video that he got a little clip of Chris, aka the Nerd Dad,
Yeah.
posing for a picture with him. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That was a good one. Good cosplay for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. So whose story's next? Mine's.
Yeah, got a little sidetracked there.
Okay. What does that mean? Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I did the story. Yeah, I didn't do the story. You
Oh,
want to?
okay.
I think I may have brought it up, but I didn't. I didn't condense it. So
Oh,
it may take me a while to read this whole thing. I'm not sure how much space is on here. The story
yeah,
is
all good, man. So yeah, the next one's Ahsoka season 2 expected to finally begin production after or next year after being announced in January. Yeah, so we finally have news on Ahsoka season 2 after it was announced back in January. With Star Wars fans quickly starting to lose faith in Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy's vision for the franchise and her apparent inability to get new movies into theaters, the news that Dave Filoni would serve as the studio's chief creative officer was welcomed. Um, he was already a key figure in overseeing Disney Plus's post Return of the Jedi TV shows, and during last year's celebration, he was announced as the chief creative officer. But sources say that the new season will go into production next year. So with any luck, that means that we'll be watching Ahsoka season 2 in 2026. So that's a huge gap between seasons and suggests that Filoni's Star Wars movie is still several years away. Or like I think you and I mentioned, Eric, we were kind of speculating maybe the movie comes out like in 2027 and ties into Ahsoka season 2 somehow. So we'll have to see. Um, but yeah,
I think they said it was supposedly sometime in summer. They're gonna start filming in 2025.
yeah, I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
So exciting news. I'm excited that it's finally starting. It's going to start filming. So what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exciting, right?
Yeah. I just those long waits, man, kills me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it felt like Skeleton Crew was going to take forever to get here. We're just 2 months away, so
Yeah.
time flies.
Time flies.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was my story, but I forgot to condense it. My fault.
All good. All good. I got your back.
I appreciate it. Tag team.
So yeah, right. So next we have an article about Cal Kestis. So myself included, but a lot of other people. Whoops.
Yeah, that's my last story.
Here we go. Cal Kestis. So a lot of people, including myself, couldn't imagine Cal Kestis being played by anyone other than Monahan. Yeah, what's his first name? Cameron Monahan.
Cameron.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the guy who plays plays Cal Kestis in the video games. But apparently, there's a clip from an interview that Will Poulter says that he would not say no to playing a live action version of Cal Kestis. So the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 star Will Poulter has revealed that if asked, he would be extremely open to starring as Cal Kestis in a live-action Star Wars project. So like I said, Cal Kestis was voiced and played by Gotham actor Cameron Monaghan, who I think that's everyone's first choice, but I guess in the slim chance that he said he couldn't do it for whatever reason, I'd be all down for Will Poulter to step in and play him, because he does kind of have that same look. So the article goes on saying, despite not having actually played the video games, Poulter seems more than open to the idea. While talking to Daniel Merrifield, aka the Movie Dweeb, Poulter, when asked if he would play Cal Kestis, revealed that he would not say no. He's already a huge fan of Star Wars. And then when asked if he played the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Poulter said, "No, I haven't. I'm not a big gamer, gotta be honest," he added. So that's pretty cool. There's actually a clip here. I'm just going to play the little clip here from them from Twitter.
Have you ever played the game Jedi Fallen Order?
I haven't. I'm not a big gamer. I've got to be honest.
Right. Well, then this is going to be right over your head.
Right. Okay. Great.
There's a character in it called Cal Kestis. He's the main character. He's a Jedi Knight. And a lot of people have been saying that you and him are quite similar, like physically, in your face.
Okay.
Would you ever like to join the world of Star Wars and possibly, be Cal Kestis?
Oh, I definitely would not say no. I mean, I was a huge Star Wars fan as a kid. I can remember wearing like a brown bathrobe and like getting a lightsaber, and like that being kind of, I think I painted like a wrapping paper tube, like the cardboard tube. I painted that neon, and then brown bathrobe, and I kind of, and I was living my Star Wars fantasy for a while then. It was great.
Yeah, so there we have it. So he said he wouldn't say no. Like I said, my first choice is obviously going to be Cameron Monaghan.
The guy asked the questions. I'm sorry,
but
he said,
if
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was going to say if Cameron says no,
well,
I'm down for Will Poulter stepping in.
Yeah. Well, guess who looks a little bit more like Cal Kestis? Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, he's a decent actor. I've seen some of his work. I think it was on my niece is gonna kill me. There's a movie where he comes out on, and just like a survivalist type of movie, where it's like a big game.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but anyway, yeah. So he doesn't play. He plays a decent part there. I mean, his acting is pretty good, and of course on Guardians of the Galaxy, and but I can't picture anybody else.
No, I know, but like say if Cameron Monaghan couldn't do it for some reason,
couldn't, because I know he's always down for it, but if he couldn't make it, then I guess. Yeah,
it's a decent second choice. I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get Cameron to do it. But I mean, hey, if he wants to be in Star Wars, give him a different role too, right? Like you can give him a different role in Star Wars. That's fine.
Well,
yeah,
definitely. Jedi, Sith, or
right?
Yeah, let him. That's a lot of we're growing up playing with different objects to be our lightsaber. When you can avoid it, and stuff like that. That was my case. But to actually play a Jedi or a Sith on screen, utilizing your own saber and stuff like that, and your own character, that's cool, man. It's dream come true.
Yeah.
If he's down, he's already saying he's ready. If he wanted to, if they they ever asked him. So.
Yeah.
Right,
like I said, like if Cameron Monaghan said no for whatever reason, which I don't think he will, but if he said no, then I feel like he's a decent choice. So.
Yeah. All right. So on to my last story of this evening. this was pretty cool. Star Wars Mace Windu, The Glass Abyss. The Jedi Master has a crisis of conscience. Mace Windu owes Qui-Gon Jinn a favor, and the time has come for him to repay his debt. In the new novel, Mace Windu, The Glass Abyss, Mace Windu receives a message from his fallen friend, which sends him outside the reach of the Republic to the Outer Rim. On the planet Metogus, Windu goes undercover, playing rival criminal elements against one another. But as he descends deeper into the crystal caverns of the capital city of New Zaxxas, he begins to lose more than just his name and title, questioning his past and the limits of his moral flexibility. Author Stephen Barnes also wrote Cesta's Deception, and which is pretty cool, is you can begin your own perilous descent into the crystal caverns of New Zaxxas with an exclusive first excerpt from the book in text and audio. So if you guys want to follow that link down below, once we finish the video, you can listen to 12 and a half minutes of this storytelling.
Yeah. Do you want to play it here? We could play it here.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we're going to get cut or anything, but it's pretty cool. Just they have the voices of the characters and everything, background sound and everything. I heard it. It's pretty cool.
Staff in hand, the stranger arrived in the slums of New Zaxxas, capital city of the planet Medicos. In days past, the underground caverns housing New Zaxxas had been derisively referred to as the Glass Abyss, thanks to the gigantic crystal obelisks towering proudly from the ground like stalagmites, or hanging from the ceiling like jagged, broken fangs. The entire city was laid out like a wagon wheel, with roads and canals sectioning it off. The very poorest section, sometimes called the Children's Maze, was situated at the hub. Swathed in black leather, the stranger was tall, lithe, and human. His face was almost as dark as his ankle-length bantha hide coat. With his every step along the slum streets, moisture oozed around the edges of his boots, drawn from deep artisanal wells. Gaping volcanic vents in nearby vacant lots jetted steam that drifted upward toward the ceiling, forming into wispy clouds which personal flight craft, birds, and leather-winged reptiles glided through. 3 armed enforcers appeared, 1 human and 2 Zilka, much like 4-legged armored bugs. "Here's an ugly one," the human cried, laughing. He and one of the Zilka were armed with shock prods. The other bug carried a halberd with a smear of dried blood on the blade.
Yeah, so it sounds like it could be a good read or a good listen if you're listening to the audiobook.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. The different characters and the background sounds and everything, it kind of draws you in. I like definitely like to hear like the whole audio thing, the whole audio file. So this is the Mace Windu, The Glass Abyss arrives October 15th, 2024. You can follow the link and hear it for yourself, the 12.5-minute audio excerpt.
Yeah.
So I thought those were pretty cool.
A week from today. So next Tuesday it drops. Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see if anybody picks it up, because it does sound, I mean, the description that he uses to, for the story, it sounds like he gives you all this, like the sounds of this and, different,
and
you can just imagine
the voice of the characters as well. So yeah, it could be a good read. So I'd like to see them do some sort of series with Mace Windu, like even if it's like animated or something.
Mm-hmm.
Get some more stories with Mace Windu.
Maybe if this is that good, and they could probably do like an animated version of this.
Yeah, I mean we did get him in like Tales of the Jedi with the Count Dooku episodes, but we need like some Mace Windu stories. So like do another Tales of the Jedi and have Mace Windu as the focus of the 3 episodes.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's very cool. So some cool stuff happening on the horizon with Star Wars. So that's always fun. So Ahsoka series coming, we're starting production soon. Possibly a Mandalorian trilogy, which would be cool. And maybe a Kenobi season 2, which would be very cool as well.
Yep.
Patrick says I want more Mace Windu. Yeah, I you know what, I'm in the camp that thinks that he's still alive somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Star Wars theories,
or at least during like the Kenobi series era, right, time period. I'm sure he's still alive.
I can't wait for the Star Wars theory, that second part,
Yeah.
and third part.
Yeah, the second part of second and third part of his Vader, short movie or short film or whatever.
I think the actor that they utilized for, or what they were thinking about utilizing, passed away last year.
Oh, really?
Earlier this year, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he looked a lot like Mace Windu. Samuel Jackson, so
yeah, that's cool. But I think that does it for this episode of the Rebel Rewind.
Always fun, Chris.
Like Eric mentioned, and I mentioned, articles are in the description below for you guys to check out. And if you want to listen to that excerpt from the upcoming Mace Windu book there. And
you got a last comment.
Oh yeah, Patrick says I saw today while job hunting and typed Star Wars related. EA is hiring for Star Wars Jedi positions. There you go, Patrick. Like, how awesome would that be?
Patrick, you're gonna get that job, man.
Now I kind of want to look that up.
New game.
Yeah. What is it? EA is hiring for Star Wars Jedi. Could be like for the last Jedi Fallen Order thing, right?
Jedi Star Wars Jedi.
Yeah, I see it. So there's like jobs. Yeah, it says game design software. Yeah, it's probably for Star Wars Jedi, the third one, the Jedi Fallen Order series. Yeah, I see. There's a lot of stuff: software development, game design, art, game design, software development, product management. Yeah, that'd be cool. Quite a few. Yeah, new game. Yeah. I think, like I said, I think it's the last of the Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor games. Yeah, there's quite a few. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. We'll catch everyone in the next episode, but thanks for hopping in the chat as always, and we will see everyone next week.